And we have to say
That way.
Morning, everyone.
Well,
Exposure.
and that won't do any good because
And conversation.
Welcome. We'll get started in just a minute.
They're qualified to
Yeah.
be.
Good morning, everyone. We'll get started in just a minute. It looks like we're waiting on about 20 more people to join. Thank you all for being so prompt. But we'll give people about a minute or two more, and then we'll dive in for today. Morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are going to give people about one more minute to join us, and then we'll dive in for today. For those of you who are familiar with Teams, can you either please type in the chat or give me a thumbs up that you can see my PowerPoint being displayed? Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback.
Nope. I don't do any fluency at the high school level, just so you know.
Well, other people, I see Amy's comment in the chat. Are other people hearing some feedback? Sometimes if you have multiple people in the same room that are on the same call, it can do like an echoing. But is anyone else seeing like a weird audio feedback?
Shadow classrooms and walk
Okay.
around. What I can do is I can also
Perfect. I appreciate the feedback in the chat. Thank you. We'll give people about 30 more seconds and then we'll dive in. Hopefully everyone can see my PowerPoint. Thank you to those of you who confirmed. As you're joining, I'm just muting everyone because I know sometimes we join the meetings and not realizing our mic is on. But please, at any point in this training, feel free to unmute yourself or type a question in the chat. This is meant to be as helpful as possible to all of you. So please ask questions as we're going through this. Yes, absolutely. The recording has actually already started. So we are together for 3 hours this morning. Thank you all for joining me. And I will send out this recording after this training this afternoon. So you can all view it in the future and refer back to it as needed. Let's go ahead. Looks like we have a lot of people, and if people still join, they can just hop on in. Let's go ahead and get started for this morning. Again, thank you all for joining me. We are together for 3 hours for our admin online and level 1 training. So this is designed for all of you who are new to your positions. So if you're someone who has been a level 1 for your district for multiple years, this is probably not the training for you. This is designed to be a big overview of how can you help your users. So just want to state that if you're someone who's done this for multiple years, this is going to be a little more basic, but you're welcome to stick with us if you would like. I just have a few PowerPoint slides to get through, and then we'll dive into our agenda and get started. Just a quick reminder, PCG, Public Consulting Group, owns IEP Online, and just as a company-wide policy, we do not allow AI transcriptions in these trainings. And so if you're someone who typically has an AI transcriptor join you in these meetings, I will be kicking them out, but on the next slide, I'll show you how you can turn on your closed captioning if you would like that. So for those of you who are new to IEP Online, or sorry, new to Teams meetings, just a quick refresher on how you can use your platform for today. So on the top banner of your screen, you should see a chat feature. Again, feel free to type in any questions at any point in this chat. You also have some nonverbal things. You have a raise your hand if you have a question, and you can give like a thumbs up or a heart with this react button. Again, feel free to unmute yourself with your mic icon at any point to ask a question. And then if you would like to add closed captioning for this, if you click on those three dots for more, and then you can click on settings and accessibility, and you can add those closed captions for today. I do have two screens that I'm using, so if it looks like I'm not looking directly at you guys in the camera, it's just because I'm looking at my second screen that I'm using for my display. A little bit about IEP Online in Washington. I just like to throw this slide in here to show IEP Online is in a ton of districts in Washington. And the real benefit of that is not only being able to communicate with other districts, and as we have office hours, communicating and answering questions between the districts, sharing knowledge, but also if you have students transferring in and out of your district into another IEP Online district in Washington, it makes those transfer of records much smoother, a lot easier. You can send them digitally, and we'll go through that today. So for your mission, right? So everyone in this call is a level 1 for your district. And what we mean by that, we call it a level 1 or a permission 1. Really, in each district, there are a few people that are designated as level 1s, and your job is to be that liaison between all of your staff using IEP Online and us here at PCG with customer support. And so you're really that point person for your staff to answer questions, make sure, their accounts are set up, they have the right caseloads. And then at any point, if they ask you a question that you can't answer, then that's why you have access to us through that help button. So we really have 5 goals for today and for your mission as a level 1. So we're just going to quickly go through those. The first goal is to become an IEP Online support lead for your district, right? And that's what we're going to cover a lot today is how do you do things in the system? How can you answer user questions? And again, like you're answering those questions that your users have of, I'm not seeing this right student, or this record won't lock, what could be going wrong? The second goal is to manage your user accounts. So making sure that you're setting up their account correctly, that they can log in, deleting any users that if they've left your district previously, they do not need to have their access anymore. So making sure that all that is up to date. And then a few more things. In IEP Online, we're going to go through how you manage your calendar, because all the timelines in IEP Online generate based off the calendar you enter. So if you have a fall break coming up, you want to make sure you have those days entered as non-school days for those timelines to generate the correct due dates. Same with calendar, we're going to look at how you can make sure your school information is up to date. If you have a new school joining your district, or maybe a school closed, making sure that all the school information in your IEP Online is up to date. And then finally, IEP Online is a great reporting tool. So we're going to go over a lot of good reports to pull to make sure you can gather the data, stay on top of things that you need to. All right, so that was a lot of like your mission as a level 1 for your district. Let's specifically talk about what we're going to deal with today. So in these 3 hours, we are going to first talk about IEP Online navigation, how you can search for students, how you can update caseloads for your users, how you can search all the student information. And then we're going to quickly go through a referral eligibility and plan. We're not going to go through those records in depth, but we're just going to touch on it so you know how it would look, especially to those of you who are new to IEP Online or supporting your staff. We're going to look at IDT. So these are inter-district transfers. And we're going to look at, this is how you can transfer records between your district and another IEP Online district. And we can also look at how you would do a transfer for a student coming in from a different state, for example, that does not use IEP Online. Then for the next half, we're going to look at all of the admin online side of IEP Online. This is the side that only you have access to. Your users don't see this. And then we're going to look at managing users, students, calendar, locations, codes, and those reports, all those mission goals that we talked about. Okay. I want to pause quickly, see if there's any questions. I'm going to switch my screens, and then we're going to dive in. All right, so for today's demo, we are using a fake Washington site. So this is going to look slightly different than your district's rural sites, and I'm going to point out those differences as we go along. I'm going to zoom in so it's not too tiny. When you log into IEP Online for your district, you will see the homepage come up. There's a few really key things about this homepage that I want to highlight. And the very first thing is this SIS import system. So every night, the data from your student information system is sent to IEP Online. Okay, this is for student information and for contact information. And in your real site, what you will see here is today's date for the student file, today's date for the contact file, and if there were any errors in that file. So this is a really important place to look. If maybe one of your users says like, I have this new student, but I can't search for them in IEP Online, or maybe you are having that issue, the very first place we look or recommend to look is right here, this SIS import system. And there will be a thing right here where it says, click here to see the errors. So when you click on there, you'll see for any student, if they have an error for their student import file and for their contact file. So a lot of times what we'll see is, you know, a new student, their contacts are not importing, and it'll show with the error of like contact field left blank. So in your SIS, it was never indicated if this is mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, that contact relationship was left blank. And so it would cause an import error in here. So this is a really important place to look for any errors in your contact files or student files.